Hello and welcome back to Medium Rare. My name is Rag Reynolds and today we have 5 stories to talk about, so stick around until the end. But before we get into any of today's stories, I do want to encourage you to check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter, and also check out my Patreon if you feel like supporting the channel. Links as always are in the description down below. And now the first thing we're talking about today is Clearview. Now what is Clearview, may you be asking? Well, to me, Clearview is something that is very terrifying. Clearview app lets strangers find your name info with snap of a photo, report says. It may not be long before you'll have to forget about walking down the street anonymously, says a New York Times report. This does not sound good. What if a stranger could snap your picture on the sidewalk, then use an app to quickly discover your name, address, and other details? A startup called Clearview AI has made that possible, and its app is currently being used by hundreds of law enforcement agencies in the US, including the FBI. The app, says the Times, works by comparing a photo to a database of more than 3 billion pictures that Clearview says it scraped off of Facebook, Venmo, YouTube, and other sites. It then serves up matches along with links to the sites where those database photos originally appeared. A name might easily be unearthed, and from there other info could be dug up online. The size of the Clearview database dwarfs others in use by law enforcement. The FBI's own database, which taps passport and driver's license photos, is one of the largest, with over 641 million images of US citizens. The Clearview app isn't currently available to the public, but the Times says police officers and Clearview investors think it will be in the future. That is genuinely terrifying, right? Now, it's one thing that the police have it, okay, we just have to accept that's a thing. It is very unfortunate. I wish the police didn't have that because I don't like the idea of anyone having that, but okay, the police have it. But now you're saying the public are going to get this. And I mean, once the police have something, it is only a matter of time before this sort of thing spills over. But you have the investors of Clearview saying they think it's going to go public. My God, that is very frightening. I do not like the idea of living in a world where I can be walking down the street, someone takes my picture on their app, and it tells them who I am, and they can find where I live and everything else with it. That is honestly terrifying, but maybe that's just me. Let me know what you think in those comments down below. And the next thing we're talking about is YouTuber and Twitch streamer DSP. Now, DSP is a name you might have heard. I mean, personally, until this point, is a name that I only ever heard once before, and it was years back, because DSP in my head is this guy who was caught jerking off on a live stream by accident. You see, he was starting up a live stream on his Twitch, and he thought his camera was off, but it was actually on. His mic was on. You could hear like a PlayStation music in the background, and anyway, that's what happened in the past, and that's the only thing I ever knew really about DSP until recently, because DSP is kind of in the news because he is now begging his fans. Because he is broke, he is begging his fans to buy him the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox when they are released later this year. He's going to put them on an Amazon wish list, and he wants his fans to buy these. Take a look.
I think what I need to do at this point, now that you guys know the situation that I'm in, you know, and what's going on with me behind the scenes, I think that once we get information about the new consoles, both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, I need to make a wish list on Amazon for them, so that if anyone is generous and wants to get these or pre-order these for me, so I can continue to stream on launch day and do on launch day unboxings or whatever, that it's a guarantee. Not to say that I don't know what's going to happen over the course of this year with how much money I'm going to make on streams, if this bankruptcy goes through, how much this is going to clear me up, or how much behind I'm going to be on taxes. Basically, I have no idea at this point. But if I make like a wish list where I can list, oh, here's the things definitively that I know I'm going to need for this year to continue on my streams and put out the entertaining content. Obviously, you guys want to see me have the new consoles. You want to see me unbox them, review them, walk through the dashboard, play the launch games, right? And if I'm in dire financial straits, I can't do that, because I'm honestly really nervous that what happens if literally I have no money at all year, because every dollar is going towards just paying what I absolutely need to pay, and now I have no money for this stuff. How am I going to continue to stream, right? You guys want to see the new stuff, so definitely that's one of the things that I think I need to do at some point.
Now, okay, begging your fans, that's one thing. It's sad, it's whatever. But then you need to recognize the fact that this guy is married. He just filed for bankruptcy, and he's about to have his apartment auctioned off because he doesn't pay his bills. Yet what he's worried about at this point in time is getting new consoles to make unboxing videos and streams on Twitch. This is a guy who actually made a lot of money online in the past, but he's one of those guys who's just notoriously bad at managing his money. He used to buy things on credit. He didn't pay for things. He got everything on credit on the lowest minimum payments and kind of squandered his money that way. Spent his money on other things because he's doing that. This is also a guy who refuses to get a job because he thinks that trolls will just mess with his work and get him fired. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because this whole concept of e-begging it's quite fascinating to me, because some people believe that if you want to beg online, that's your thing. You go do that. And I kind of agree with that. You go beg online if you want. It might make you look very pathetic, but you go beg online all you want. But there is a difference between someone who's begging online just because they can't afford it. They're doing their best and they can't afford it. And then you get someone like DSP who is actually begging online after going and actually being notoriously bad at managing his money. I think there's a big difference there between DSP, who has mismanaged money in the past and he's in this situation because of his own mistakes, or someone else who's just maybe working hard already. They're not doing anything wrong. They're managing their money well. They just can't quite afford something else. So they say, hey, anyone feel like buying me this? I mean, you could still say that both are shameful, but there is a tremendous difference between the two. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of this in those comments down below. And now our next story is something very, very concerning. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to speak about this. I don't know if reporting on this is adding fuel to the fire, if it's helping anything. I really don't know, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, Onision. Everyone knows there's an investigation going on, Chris Hansen, yada yada. I've been speaking about this in many videos already. But what's recently just come out is some police reports from back in September of 2019. So a police report came out from the 12th of September that basically exposes the fact that Onision's 2-year-old daughter at the time fell out of a second-story window in the house onto the driveway. I'm showing you a picture of their house, the window she fell out of, circled on screen. She fell out of this window, a 12-foot drop. She fell and she ended up in hospital. Brain hemorrhages, a fractured skull. Absolutely horrific. And my first instinct there is think, okay, this could possibly be an accident. But it gets worse. Because you start to think, why on earth was the window not locked? How did the child get out there? Why was the child in a room with an open window on an upper story without supervision? You can see the report on screen here. I'm showing it for you. You can pause the video, read it if you would like. I'm not going to read through it because it's obviously very long. But this is insanely concerning. And what's even more concerning is the fact that no one heard this girl scream or in pain or anything. No one heard her. No one knew she was hurt until she got up and knocked on the garage door, where Onision was inside on his computer. He then came outside and found her and called 911. But in the process, do you know what Onision did? As per the police report, he pulled out his phone and started recording. Instead of consoling his daughter, he is recording to try and prove what happened. And in the police report, you can see he gives a statement mentioning the situation with Shiloh years ago, where he recorded Shiloh instead of calling to get her help. He started recording this poor girl. And he uses that as an excuse and as a reason as to why he did that with his daughter as well. And honestly, wow. If she had just fallen out the window on its own, I could maybe at least think, okay, it shouldn't have happened, it's a horrible accident. But then, for him to actually record this, it's what goes through this guy's head? But honestly, it gets worse. Surprisingly, it actually can get worse. 4 days after the incident, 4 days on September 16th. The incident was September 12th. On September 16th, presumably in some sort of hospital visit, Onision was tweeting this. Stand in front of the window over there. The world should see how pathetic and helpless you are. I'm going to humiliate you, and right before you lose consciousness, I'm going to destroy you. This makes me feel sick to my core. What the actual... What is going on here? And that's just one of many tweets. He was tweeting all sorts of things around this same time as well. You can see more of them on the screen right now. There are no shortage here. I'm honestly... I do not know what else to say. I mean, the only other thing I would like to point out on this subject before I move on is... in the police report, there was a specific mention that says the FBI are looking into Onision. The police report confirms an open FBI investigation. We have confirmation that there most certainly is an investigation there, because there have been people doubting that, people thinking Chris Hansen had been lying about it, all sorts of things. We now have definitive evidence that there is an FBI investigation open, and it says it in the police report. Anyway, please let me know what you think about all of this in those comments down below. Do you think this is just a freak accident, or do you think this is negligence? And especially those tweets. What do you think about those tweets and Onision recording that? Honestly, I'm disgusted. I'm moving on from this. Our next story is just a little short thing, but I wanted to give a lot of people a heads up here. There's this thing going around with YouTube hackers. So many accounts are popping up on Twitter or other social media saying, help, my account has been hacked. I'm showing you some of these on the screen at the moment. And basically, hackers are getting into YouTuber accounts. Some people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, they are repurposing these channels, deleting content, maybe sometimes deleting the entire channel, changing the usernames, changing the profile pictures, doing whatever they feel like doing, and locking the original creators out of these accounts. Now, I wanted to bring this up because this is very concerning. It's a mass thing happening all over YouTube, and I wanted to bring this up to warn everyone. Be careful with your emails, folks. I have seen reports that the way people are getting in to their YouTube accounts is via one of two different things. One I saw was people are getting sponsorship offers in emails, and when you click on the link for the sponsorship, people are offering to give you a sponsor. You click on the link, and basically it's like a keylogger type thing where it's going to log your keys when you're logging into whatever website, and that's how they're getting in. I've also seen other examples of fake YouTube emails relating to COPPA and other things being sent out. These emails are saying stuff like, hey, we need you to confirm here that your channel is not for kids or is for kids or whatever. And when you click the get started button, it's obviously not really a YouTube email. It's not really the YouTube thing. You're going somewhere else. You're going into something else. So these appear to be the ways that these hackers are actually getting into these accounts. So I do want to just warn everyone, be extra careful with your emails around now, because I'm certainly doing that. Make sure you enable two-factor authentication on your YouTube account as well. That is a big must do, especially if you have any sort of sizable YouTube following. I really do encourage everyone, be careful with your emails. Look out for these hackers, because it's a very serious issue going on right now. And our final story today, folks, is about Aaron Carter. So the musician Aaron Carter is under fire on social media for being an art thief. Aaron Carter had tweeted out, "Two lions at war can reach an understanding. I have my lion's den, you have yours. AaronCarter.com hoodies are back up. All unreceived orders, contact Don in my contacts on my website. You can reach me directly to XO." And here you can see there is an art piece underneath he is using to advertise his hoodies. And someone, the original creator of this art piece, responded to Aaron Carter saying, "Hey Aaron Carter, you are using my artwork to promote your merchandise. I have not given you permission to do so. My art is being commercially exploited by people on a daily basis. We artists have rights too." And usually what someone would do in this situation is say, "Sorry, my bad." They would take their tweet down, or they would say, "Is it okay if I do this, if I give you credit?" They would sort something out. But instead, Aaron Carter took to his Twitter and responded with this: "You should have taken it as a compliment, Dick. A fan of mine sent this to me. Oh, here they go again. The answer is no. This image has been made public and I'm using it to promote my clothing line, AaronCarter.com. Guess I'll see you in small claims court, effery." Honestly, that is not the way you should be responding to something like that. That is atrocious. Later on, Aaron Carter was having a go at a lot of his fans and other people who were tweeting at him on Twitter. Someone said, wow, that's effed up considering there are people who still stand by your side and still haven't gotten their hoodies. Hashtag a-hole. And he said, please have your money refunded. You will not be receiving a hoodie. No fan would ever talk to an artist they admire like that, bitch. Then the original artist of the picture he stole had tweeted saying, here's to all the artists working their butts off every day to improve and make their dreams become reality. Aaron Carter and others may think we shake these off our sleeves in no time, but no one gets to see the tears and the sweat we put into our passion. Art theft is abuse. And Aaron Carter responded to this one saying, here's to clout chasers. I was speaking about my family and a fan sent me the work. You're absolutely immature. And I create my own artwork. Stop trying to get clout off my name from a picture I posted. Oh, and F you and have a nice day. A-hole challenge. I promote people effery. Aaron Carter is a real piece of work. My favourite part of all this is actually how this person on Twitter, Margot Indigo, pointed out, in case you didn't know, Aaron Carter invented bleached out clothing, and any artists or influencers using bleach washed tie-dye in any capacity are both imitating and or ripping off said musician. And you can see here Aaron Carter being upset with Jeffree Star saying, your merch looks a lot like my custom pieces I do by hand. So yeah, Aaron Carter is a hypocrite. He's a piece of work, and I personally do not like the guy. But let me know what you think in those comments down below. And that's where I'm going to end today's video. That's right, 5 stories today. That was to make up for the last couple of videos that have just been 3 stories. Be sure to let me know what you thought about any and all of the subjects we talked about here today in those comments down below. Also make sure to give the video a like if you liked it, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications, and also check out all of my links in the description down below. And until next time everyone, my name is Rag Reynolds and this was Medium Rare.